Shame on you, Espaillat. New York 13, stand up for Darializa today. Let's go.
It's primary day in New York City, also known as Doomsday for the establishment, who have completely gone mask off in their attacks against Darializa Avila Chevalier. Their Trumpian tactics, though, are biting them back hard. As the more attention this race gets, the better Darializa looks. They haven't yet learned that voters don't want to hear vile racism. Just listen to how pissed off it made Jamal Bowman.
Shame on you, Espaillat. Shame on you. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should walk through New York 13 with your head in disgrace, allowing racist, bigotry, hate, and lies to enter this congressional race directed towards Darializa. She's run circles around you in this campaign, and the district will be better off with her as the representative. New York 13, stand up and vote for Darializa today. But Espaillat, this is who you have been your entire career. Divide and conquer. Divide black from Latino. There's never been no division. We have always lived together in peace and harmony and love, eating together, playing together, going to school together. But you can only win with divide and conquer and hate with your right-wing Republican, AIPAC, Epstein, Cuomo, Trump class. Those are your friends. That's who you are. And character is revealed when our backs are against the wall. Shame on you, Espaillat. New York 13, stand up for Darializa today. Let's go.
This last-minute push from the center to label Darializa as a villain for opposing Israel or for out-of-context tweets is sort of like a fish flopping around in order to get back into the water. The establishment has never been in a situation where an existential threat is coming from the left. No one in living memory has. So when pushed up against a wall, instead of providing an alternative vision for the future, we see Corpo Dems pull up with harassment and intimidation campaigns.
Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here!
They chased her up and down the city, trying to pretend that opposing Israel makes you an anti-Semite. That didn't work against Zohran, and it's definitely not going to work here. I think they forgot that genocide is unpopular. Just as unpopular and illegal as trying to intimidate Darializa's elderly mother literally right outside of a polling station.
This lady is a Jew hater. She hates the Jews like her mother. She hates the Jews like her mother. She hates the Jews like her mother.
That kind of crap is just so vile. And I love that they're the ones recording it too. It's like when a Karen pulls out her phone as if the internet is going to take her side. Just an FYI for the conservatives who are hate watching this, if you're yelling at an elderly lady for voting, then you're a bad person. Well, either that or you're being paid, because who else does something like this?
You hate the Jews. Wait the Hamas. You hate the Jews. You hate the Jews. You hate the Jews. She's gonna hate the Jews. She hates the Jews. She hates the Jews. You hate the Jews. She hates the Jews.
Putting aside the deranged Zionists that have been following around Darializa and harassing her, including her mom as they go to try to vote and get in her face, like they were getting really, really close to her face. Besides the deranged Zionists, who I know they mean it, everybody else, you're just getting paid. Just admit you're getting paid.
The rest of the world sees Darializa as a bright, upstanding young woman who wears her heart on her sleeve and is willing to fight for what's right. The kind of person able to withstand the yelling and abuse in the street and is still unafraid to walk her mother through that noise to vote. It tells voters that intimidation doesn't work against her because she is fighting for you. It makes her more relatable and, honestly, kind of normal seeming. While they look like freaks yelling in the street, Darializa could be the friendly stranger you chat with on the subway.
So what's your take?
Money can buy you happiness.
Money can buy happiness.
Yeah.
100% agree. 100% agree.
I grew up pretty poor, childhood poverty. My parents worked multiple jobs to make ends meet. And I just know that so many children in our community and our society have to endure the same. And I think if we actually work to eradicate poverty writ large, we would have a much happier society.
Because you get out of survival mode and you get into happiness
Yeah,
or joy.
exactly.
So technically the money can buy happiness up to a certain point.
Right.
And then I don't think it buys happiness anymore.
Exactly. There's so many studies that show like it plateaus, but we need to be able to make sure that everybody in our society can get to that plateau.
You have to get to the plateau, which is essentially out of poverty.
And right now, it's so out of reach for so many people because we have these systems, these corporations, and these billionaires who are taking more money from the working people who are producing the wealth in our society and making it impossible for them to be able to afford the basic things that they need to lead a dignified life.
It also helps if you have the backing of the best mayor in the country. The benefit of finally having a political establishment of our own is the fact that momentum can be utilized horizontally. It also doesn't hurt that you have thousands of democratic socialists across the nation who are happy to donate their time to phone banking. I said this yesterday, but the pre-Trump era of politics is officially over. No level of political correctness is going to beat actual infrastructure. Whereas Trump's right-wing populism from 2016 all the way to now is just oligarchy wearing a disguise, voters have finally realized and started showing up and saying that they want a real left-wing movement that is for the people. Here's reporting from someone on the ground. In Washington Heights, Randy, 31, said he backed Mamdani-endorsed Darializa Avila Chevalier over incumbent Adriano Espaillat because Democrats have failed us, so it is time to kick them out. Establishment Democrats have never been less popular, not only online, but in the real world, as they've enjoyed decades of status quo governance. But enough is enough. The cost of living crisis is only getting worse and at a rapid pace since Trump took office. And the promises of putting things back to where they were is just not enough. People want the type of results that Zohran is providing, which is why his endorsements are going so far. Here's another one. Somebody voted for Darializa today who said this election was more interesting than other primaries because of the endorsements. It excites me. It shows that the mayor is really playing ball harder than usual. See, if you listen to the mainstream media, they'd say that Zohran is taking a huge risk with these endorsements. But really, I think it's time to take the gloves off and start throwing some mean left hooks, pun intended. After all, this is how we win real political power, instead of just asking the centrist Democrats to do the right thing. So sound off in the comments if you're in New York and voted today. I'm hoping for a DSA sweep because those MAGA tears would just be so delicious. Subscribe to US Democratic Socialists if you haven't already. I'm Tony Hinderman, and I'll catch you next time.